Hi, it's Leela, the proud poly Kinky queer slut. So today's question is, where do you keep your condoms? This week I moved my condoms, gloves, dental dams, lubes, all the safer sex supplies. Well, I stocked up. I got a bunch of extras, and I moved them to the general bathroom where the family bathroom where the kids use, and I put it in a box on a shelf with a label that said safer sex supplies with a subtext that said take what you need, no questions asked, and I'll replenish anything that's used. And then inside a little note about if you're taking a lube, take the whole bottle. I did this because I have children who are middle school now. They're a bit young, but my daughter had her 6th grade safer sex orientation, like the sex ed through school. And it was a little bit of a wake up call for me that I have not done a lot to make sure that that's the kind of stuff is available to them. I've been very conscious of that for me, but frankly, I think like a lot of parents, the idea that my kids are coming of age in that way just didn't really occur to me in that same way. I was like, oh, that's still a few years off. It's still a few years off. And it probably is still a few years off in terms of partner activities. But I want it to be there when they want it. I want it to be there when they need it and to be normal and routine in their lives before they need it. So that's why I did it, because that way they'll see it, they'll have questions about it. Oh, I also put in the little caption, take what you want for anything, any reason, and I made a joke about balloon animals, like condom balloon animals, I think it was scary for me. It was more scary than I thought, because honestly, like, my kids growing up is scary, and getting into the world is scary, and I'm not afraid of them developing into adults and exploring that part of themselves. I am afraid of the rape culture that we have. I'm afraid of who might take advantage of them. I'm afraid of what messages they're internalizing. I know that this is a part of their life and development that I cannot have much direct influence on at this point. I mean, they don't want to talk to me about that stuff. I'm their mother. But I also know that our culture is not really well set up to support young people who are going through coming of age experiences. I mean, they're talking to their friends, but there isn't like a mentorship of young adults to help them. There aren't a whole lot of people to go through to with questions other than the internet. And, I try to do what I can to have people around that over the next few years as they're exploring that are my friends whom they might feel comfortable talking to. But my options are limited because it's not my role as their mother to be their guide through these things. So it's scary, but I also want to normalize what's going on. And they know I'm poly. They know I'm going out and having sex with people. We don't talk about details, but they do understand that that's something that I do. And so I do think it's important that I model for them that I'm using safer sex practices, and I plan to go through the supplies myself, so the quantities will ebb and flow, and it won't be a big deal, hopefully, for them. But it makes me nervous. It really does. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, and I'm just trying my best as a parent to do the best things for my kids, and I'm wary of overstepping. I'm wary of being that parent who does too much and embarrasses the crap out of them. So trying to walk that line, and it's complicated. And I think we all make our own choices with this. And I'm curious to hear what other parents are doing. So I'm going to ask you all a question for once on these. And I'm going to ask, if you are a parent of teenage kids, how are you approaching sex? How are you approaching safer sex? How are you handling the fact that your kids are becoming sexually active in your household? I would love to do a follow-up episode on this one and talk about, to update folks on what other people are doing and how people are managing that, and what's working and what's not working, and what's going well and what's totally failing, and how you're finding that experience. Because frankly, I could use the advice moving into this next stage of life and parenting with my children, because I'm just doing the best I can, like everybody else, just trying. And I really appreciate learning from people who've been there. So yeah, if you have any advice to share, please send it my way. Make comments in the posts or shoot me an email. I would love to hear what your experiences are parenting as your kids are coming of age, and raising sex positive, less shamed children in a way that is appropriate in our society and works well with that. So thank you very much for listening. I look forward to hearing your feedback. I'm Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Thank you for listening, and have a great day. Remember, you can ask me anything.